Hello everyone, Melissa here. Today we're going to review exam prep question number 320. A client in a health and wellness coaching relationship has been setting weekly action steps, but frequently struggles with following through between sessions. At the most recent session, the client shared they feel motivated during conversations, but afterward, they often get distracted by family responsibilities and unexpected work demands. The client expressed some frustration with themselves, saying, I know what I want to do, but somehow I never quite get to it. As their coach, you want to support the client in moving forward while honoring their autonomy and maintaining a collaborative approach. Which coaching response would best support the client in this situation? Option A, send the client regular reminders and motivational messages between sessions to help keep on track. B, explore with the client which types of between session practices or accountability structures they might find energizing and meaningful. C, emphasize the importance of honoring commitments and highlight the gap between what they planned and what they achieved. D, partner with the client to reflect on what matters most to them right now and co-create ways to align their action steps with their current priorities and context. Or E, ask the client directly what specific supports they need in order to stick to their action plan. Okay, so when we look at what competencies are coming up in this kind of a question, there's a few at play. We want to be mindful of the client's agenda, needs, and interests and preferences are driving the coaching relationship. We want to be thinking about the client really selecting what they want out of the session. And this is really important, the client's freedom of choice throughout the session and the relationship. So when we look back at the response options, we're going to see that in option A, sending the client regular reminders and motivational messages between sessions to keep them on track. This is a coach-driven and a directive response. It's going to reduce client autonomy. So while reminders may seem supportive, they risk shifting that responsibility from the client to the coach. And the national board really emphasizes client self-determination. So in option A here, this is really leaning more towards accountability management than really coaching. In option B, explore with the client which types of between session practices or accountability structures they might find energizing and meaningful. This is showing some collaborativeness and some client-centeredness. It's acknowledging the client's struggles, but supporting them in designing personal and relevant accountability systems and encouraging the exploration. That would be meaningful rather than prescribing a solution. So this one has some alignment to coaching competencies. Option C, emphasize the importance of honoring commitments and highlight the gap between what they planned and what they achieved. So while this might increase awareness, this option risks shaming or judging the client. It's placing emphasis on performance rather than the client's context, which could damage rapport. The national board standards really emphasize a supportive, non-judgmental stance. So this would be counterproductive. Option D, partner with the client to reflect on what matters most to them right now and co-create ways to align their action steps with their current priorities and context. So this option is directly addressing the client's expressed challenge, the competing responsibilities. It's allowing the client to reflect on values and priorities and then co-creating realistic aligned action steps. So it's both balancing the client autonomy with practical forward movement. This option also considers the whole client, empowering choice, and there's a lot of alignment with coaching competencies in D. Option E, ask the client directly what specific supports they need in order to stick to their action plan. So this may be somewhat collaborative, but it's really narrow in scope. It assumes the current plan is still the right one, rather than exploring what adjustments might be needed with the client. So it's being less responsive to the client as a whole. So not a lot of alignment with the competencies. So when we look back, this really shows D as the best answer. It's fully collaborative, partnering with the client. So if you're looking for more support, more questions to practice with getting ready for the exam, just like this one, I have many options. I'm going to pop the link below where if you're looking for full support, there's a live study group, there's a self-paced virtual course. There's also 4 different versions of practice tests that are timed to go through questions just like this one. One of them is a full 150 question simulation that's timed, structure similar to your actual exam. I'll also pop the link below if you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel to get early access to more questions being reviewed just like this one.